Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I never thought that I would do this type of video. So today I wanted to do a more serious video, I guess. Not to say that my other videos are not serious, but I just feel like they're usually lighthearted. I do them because I hope people can relax while watching them, and they are very relaxing for myself to film and edit. So today I wanted to talk about something a little bit more serious, something that has definitely opened my eyes, and no pun intended because it's about the eyes today. As you can tell by the title, it's going to be about why I no longer will be using glitter. Now speaking it out into the world, it just almost sounds kind of like petty. Like, why are you making such a big deal out of it? But I want to make a big deal out of it because I feel like it is very important to be talked about, especially since I recommend a bunch of different glitters to you and I use them in my videos. I feel like I am obligated and I want to make other people aware of how it can be a little bit harmful if you're not careful. Even when you're careful, it can still kind of go south. So I felt like since I have my platform, I wanted to use it to spread awareness. The thought of me just continuing to do my videos without mentioning it just felt wrong, completely wrong, which is why I'm sitting down today and telling you my story, because there's a little backstory to why I'm no longer using these glitters. So let's get into the story time, I guess. Yesterday, 5th of June, I had like an eye appointment, like a routine examination. I do have to say the last one I had was ages ago, which I'm very embarrassed about. I do wear glasses, but I didn't have any issues, so year after year I just never really thought of going to the doctors. But in December I was like, oh, I really want to have new glasses, and I thought that, hold on, before buying new glasses, which are so expensive to begin with, I should probably get my eyes checked to see if there's anything that could, you know, in the end kind of make me not able to use my new glasses. So I made an appointment, which was yesterday. I went in there thinking that there's probably going to be everything right and everything fine, but it turns out that I have a scar in my left eye, which I did not know about. So as he was examining my eyes, he was like, oh yeah, this one looks kind of irritated and I see vessels, blood vessels and all of that. I think he said I had like the tiniest little thing in my eye, scar maybe, but something like very, very minor. But when he looked at this eye, he was like, oh, you have a really big scar in your eye. And he started to question me, like, did you ever hurt your eye? Do you remember hurting it, bumping into it? He asked me if I had diseases like autoimmune diseases, if I ever had herpes, all of that. He asked me so many questions and I was just like, no, 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 and no. I don't have any autoimmune disease as far as I know, nothing that is diagnosed, at least. And I don't remember ever hurting my eye, because, I mean, you would remember that, wouldn't you? And also he asked me if I have any discomfort, if I feel anything, and I just said that I didn't. He was kind of shocked by that because he said that the scar I have is a decent amount of size, and he said this has to be treated because if we don't treat this, a scar like this can be very, very dangerous, and it can also lead, you know, to losing your vision, which is the last thing I want. He couldn't really tell me where this came from because I couldn't tell him where this came from because I just don't remember it. So he, you know, gave me an eye cream, and he told me that I would have to use that for the next 4 weeks, and then in a month I have a checkup with him again, and I just really hope that it doesn't worsen until then and that it maybe gets better. He told me right off the bat that the scar will not go away. We can only prevent it from getting worse. So that is kind of like a bummer, but at the same time I'm very glad that the scar is in a place in my eye where it doesn't affect my vision. That is good, because you can absolutely get a scar in a place where it would totally affect your vision. So I am very, very thankful that it is not. After that appointment, I just kept thinking and thinking. I had so many thoughts running through my mind. I was talking to my mom so much about it. I told my boyfriend about it, and I was just constantly talking about it because I just couldn't understand how I didn't even see it. So once I got home, I really took a close look at my eye, looked into a magnifying mirror, and I was able to see what he was talking about, but I never detected it because in our home, all our surfaces are kind of white, bright. So when you look into a mirror, you know, when you look into a mirror, you kind of see a reflection in your eye, especially if you have something light underneath. And since all our countertops are white, whenever I look into a mirror, I see that white reflection, and the scar is kind of like a lighter color, kind of milky. So whenever I looked into the mirror, I didn't see it because it would be completely, you know, covered by the reflection. So that is why I never noticed it. I just kept thinking about how I got this, because it could have been by anything, you know, you accidentally scratch your eye but you don't really feel anything major, and if that doesn't get treated, it can get infected, or it could, you know, lead to becoming a scar. So I was at my desk at night actually, and I had like a feeling like I had something in my eye, and that is when I realized that that feeling of having something in my eye, I would only have that when my lower lid would go over the scar, because the scar is at the bottom part of my iris. I looked into the mirror and I realized when I tilted my head back and the lower lash line kind of went over the scar, that is when it felt like I had something in my eye. And that was kind of when it made click, because truly in the last couple of months, I remember being at my boyfriend's house and I felt the entire day like I had something in my eye. Kind of brushed it off to being dry mascara or maybe a little bit of glitter, but I never thought that that could be dangerous. Looked into the mirror, there was nothing in my eye. I thought it was a lash, there was nothing there. That is when I realized that that feeling of having something in my eye was probably the scar that was already there, or even just the abrasion before leading to a scar. And I just kept thinking, and that is when I realized, and this is what I think, I am 99% sure that this happened due to glitter, because I truly don't remember anything else that could have led me to hurt my eye other than glitter that I use when I do my makeup. So the glitter I initially thought of is, for instance, the big chunky glitter that comes in this A Black palette, this one. These glitter particles are very big, and I automatically thought that it could have been something like this. Not the more smooth ones like these. These are very small glitters. They're more like a shine. I'm talking about the big chunky glitter. And also this liquid glitter from Peripera, which is super big, hexagon shaped, chunky, rough in a way. I realized and remembered that I have been using a lot of glitter. You know, I have been using that chunky glitter from the palette, let's say on the upper lash line. I have been mixing a lot of different glitters together, and I was constantly using this one on my lower lash line. And I remember that for the longest time when I was removing my makeup, I probably just wasn't removing it in the most efficient and safe way. I would just, you know, take my cotton pad with my oil-based eye remover, and I would just go in like this. And I feel like the best thing that I could have done was taking a Q-tip and remove the glitter completely first, so that I don't get it into my eye as I am cleaning them. Obviously you can get the glitter into your eyes during the entire day, but I feel like where I did the damage was probably as I was removing the glitter. Sometimes in the morning when, you know, I really thoroughly clean my makeup off, I remember still waking up and I had like a little speck of glitter in my tear duct, but never thought anything of it. And also once I had one of those big hexagon shaped ones in my eye, but I never thought anything of it. But now thinking back, this is hard. This is a hard little material. This can absolutely cut your eye if you're not careful. Even though I always say that this holds so well, it can still always happen. And again, I am not saying that 100% it was the glitter that caused this to happen and that cut my eye, but I am 99% sure. I remember when I removed my makeup and I got glitter into my eye, it was so uncomfortable and it felt almost like my eye feels right now, without anything on. Like I don't have mascara on or eyeliner, just have a little bit of bronzer in my crease, but it's probably not going to be the bronzer or the powder shadow that is going to be the issue, like the matte powders, even if it is a metallic, because those particles are just not rough and big enough. So I'm pretty sure it was something along here that caused this issue. And thinking back now, whenever I did have glitter in my eye, I just didn't really care. I was like, oh, there's a little bit of glitter, let me fish it out. And I never thought that it could actually irritate in this sense. So what most likely happened is it was a little irritating for my eye, but I never realized what had happened. And because I didn't treat it, because I didn't notice it, it just turned into a scar, and that can be very dangerous. And I am just very glad again that I went to my doctor's yesterday and that he found it, because he said, this is really big. I am shocked that you did not notice. And ever since yesterday, I feel it more. Like it's the same feeling like before, but now I know it's not because I have something in my eye. It is because of the scar that I'm feeling. And I guess I just wanted to make this video not to tell you that you can't wear glitter. You decide what you want to do. I have just decided for myself that even if it wasn't the glitter that caused it, the times I got glitter into my eyes and how uncomfortable it was, it just shows me that it can potentially be dangerous, which is why I'm stepping away from glitter, which makes me so sad because pretty much all K-beauty palettes have glitter and it is something I love so much. I just love to express myself with glitter. I feel like it completes eye makeup looks. It makes them look extra special. Don't want to say that I'll never ever use glitter. Maybe just once in a new moon. But I really want to step away from that. I also shared this on my Insta stories, and then I thought, no, I have to do an actual video to reach more people. I guess moral of the story and my final thoughts is that I want you to be careful when you are playing with glitter. If you get it into the eye, get it out as quickly as possible, preferably with, you know, a little Q-tip, not with dirty fingers. And if you feel like damage could have been done, please go to your doctors. Please, it is so important. And thinking that potentially this makeup cost me this medical issue is kind of like aggravating in a way. At the same time, I just feel like this had to happen for it to not become any worse in the future, because now I know what could be very harmful for my eyes, so I'm definitely going to try to stay away from it. And yeah, just be careful when you are removing it. Remove it first with a Q-tip. I, in the beginning, kind of did it like that, but then I started to get lazy, and I feel like this is what happens when you get lazy. To all my lovely subscribers, generally be very cautious when you do eye makeup in general. Like, even a mascara wand can do so much harm if you accidentally poke your eye, and then again you don't notice that you actually cut your eye a little bit and you don't treat it. Leads to a scar, and depending where it was, it's no fun. It's really no fun. So fingers crossed for me that this heals in a way that it won't get worse. I mean, I already use glasses. That's already enough. So yeah, I'll be very cautious in the future, and I hope you are too, because your health is so much more important than a sparkly eyelid. Like, as pretty as it is, it's just not worth it. Thank you so much for your attention, for watching this video. It was really important to get this across. I felt obligated with so many people subscribed to my channel to use my platform, not only to share the best beauty, but also to share things that are important. And I felt like this is important because I also got replies on Instagram like, oh, I never thought that this could be so dangerous. Oh, I didn't really care when I got glitter in my eye. And same. I was the same. I didn't really care. Thought it was uncomfortable. But now thinking of how tiny and rough this actually is, these hexagon shaped glitters, no wonder it can do damage to your eye if it gets into the eye. So thank you so much for watching, for listening. It means the world to me, especially when it's about these types of topics. I hope I don't have to do a video like this in the future again. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope I'll see you in my next video, and that one is probably going to be again a bit more lighthearted. So until then, I'm very excited to see you. Take care of yourself. Bye.